Hi guys, so today's class is something very special. I know you guys probably saw my little teaser announcements on my Snapchat and Instagram, but I wanted to do this very special class because this is something that you guys have been requesting for so long, and that topic is how do I do my client's makeup in 30 minutes when I'm trying to do it really quickly for a shoot or for a bridesmaid for a wedding or whatever the occasion may be. Sometimes we only have 30 minutes to make someone look super, super glamorous. So in this class, you guys are gonna be shadowing me while I do a real life makeover on my client today. She has come from India. She is spending a lot of time there in Bollywood acting, and I'm gonna introduce her in just a second. But I really wanted to do this class because I know that a lot of you have been asking to shadow me in a real life situation, so this is basically that class where you get to actually see what I'm doing in real time. So it is going to be about a 30-minute makeover, which is, I know, a little shocking. So I am going to go a little fast. You may have to watch this class a few times just to make sure you don't forget anything. I will be letting you guys know exactly what items I'm using, what brushes I'm using, so you guys can list them, write them down, and then practice on your own time. Make sure that you can master this look. This is going to be a very soft glam look. It's not going to be super, super heavy dramatic, but maybe to some of you it may look dramatic. As you guys know, I don't really deal with natural stuff often, but it is going to be not as dramatic as my typical looks. So here we go, the 30-minute makeover starting right now. Please welcome Miss Ria Ray, all the way from Bollywood. Take a seat, my dear. All right, so this is my gorgeous, gorgeous girl, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. We got 30 minutes to do your makeup.
I'm excited.
Yes, me too. So first things first, I'm gonna add a little bit of primer on you. What is your skin type? Is it dry? Is it oily? Is it normal?
It's normal.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna use the MAC Prep and Prime to go ahead and prime your skin. If you'd like, go ahead and sit back over here, make yourself comfortable.
This is
beautiful. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just using my fingers to make sure that this primer is evenly distributed throughout her face. Again, it is a MAC Prep and Prime. It's super, super basic, so it's not really like, it doesn't have any shine in it, no SPF, none of that. It's great for all skin types, even oily, and it just kind of smooths the skin before you get started on the actual makeup. I always use a primer on my clients, even if it is a quickie makeover. It does help to keep the makeup on smoother and give it that longer lasting wearability. So there we go, she's all primed up. Now we're going to throw on some foundation. So we're going to go into the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC44. And this is what it looks like. Ta-da, NC44. It's a nice bronzy, glowy look. So I have some of this foundation on my hand, and I'm just going to go ahead and use my Morphe brush. Wow, what the heck? Oh, M427. Bam, 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 bam. And now you guys will get to see me Snapchat, how I Snapchat during my lovely makeovers. And I literally just, we're Snapchatting away. I'm just holding it with one hand and doing the foundation with the other hand. And then you gotta send it, obviously.
you're fast.
So with one hand I'm holding the phone, and then I just kind of finish the rest of the foundation. Now you guys know how I do this. Say hi to the camera. And then I go about the rest of the foundation step. So I'm only Snapchatting obviously like 10 seconds of every step, and then I put away the phone and I go ahead and finish the rest of whatever step I'm on. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just pushing in this foundation so that it looks really, really flawless. And it was just a wild guess about the color. I've done her makeup before, but that was before I used Studio Fix. At that time I was only using Cinema Secrets, so it was custom blend. But how I do it is I just kind of slap on whatever color I think is the closest to my client's skin range. I don't really think too much about it, because worst come to worst, if it's too light for her, you can always do some extra contouring and bronzing. And if it's too dark for her, you can always do some extra highlighting, and it'll end up being the right tone. So try not to fuss too much about the foundation colors. Also, I know what color I am in all of my foundations, so when I see a client, if they're a little bit more bronzy than me, then I'll hook them up with a slightly darker shade than mine. And if they're a little lighter than me, then I'll know where to go based on my color, how much lighter to go or how much darker to go. It's like my little gauge. Alright, so now that the foundation is on, everything's looking nice and even, we're going to go ahead and apply a little bit of concealer under the eyes. We're going to use the NC42 concealer, the Pro Longwear from MAC. And I'm going to use the MAC 287 brush. I'm going to give it a little wipe down real quick with my Cinema Secrets brush cleaner. I always like to clean my brush right in front of my clients, just so that they know that everything is clean, they have that peace of mind, and it honestly does not waste that much time because it's so fast. And now she's going to look up to the ceiling, and I'm going to Snapchat again. And I'm just patting it right on. If you're working with someone that has major dark circles, go ahead and use an orange tone concealer first. This concealer actually already has some built-in orange in it, NC42 from MAC, so sometimes I don't even have to use orange with this. And I'm just pushing it right in, and I can go back to my foundation brush and I make sure that everything is all blended in together nicely. Okay, looking good. Now we're ready for the powder, and then I'm going to contour and highlight using powders. So I'm going to go into NC42 all over, using the 136 brush from MAC, which looks like this. And I'm just lightly dusting it right on her skin for a soft layer of powder all over. This is what I do for my bridesmaids and for photo shoots when I'm on a major time crunch. Instead of doing all the cream, contour, and highlights, this is the other way of doing it, which is a lot quicker and easier. And I like this brush for a light application as well, since it is flimsy. It doesn't pack on too much, but because it's flat, you are able to pack on in certain areas that you wish to pack on. And then for under the eyes, I'm using NC40, and I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. This is MAC 227, and I'm just going to set the under eyes with that. And then any other areas that need a little extra setting, like around the nose, just to make sure she doesn't get oily later, I do that there as well. Now we're ready for a little bit of that contouring and extra highlighting. So I'm going in with my Say Me brush 2.1 and my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. This kit has been kind of designed by me, I guess, with the individual colors. I changed out the originals and threw in some of my own favorite shades. So going in with some of the lighter ones, this is the Golden Peach and the Banana. And I'm just gonna brighten up around the eye area here. Golden Peach and Banana. And I'm gonna do a little bit on the chin, above the lip, down the bridge of the nose, and in the middle of the forehead here. And now, I'm just gonna wipe off the brush a little bit so it doesn't contaminate colors. I'm gonna now dip into Havana, which is the darker, over here for the contouring. And we are going to just bronze that outer cheekbone. And I do it in the angle that I normally do, which is from the top of the ear going towards the corner of the mouth. And then you can roll it up and down just so that you don't see any harsh lines or edges. And then whatever's left on the brush, I like to bronze the sides of the forehead. And I'm going to add a little bit to the hairline as well, just to give a nice three-dimensional effect. And a little bit along the jawline. Now I'm going to switch brushes over to a smaller brush for the nose contouring. This is the oval number 3 brush from MAC. And I'm just going to go up and down along the nose, the side of the nose, for a soft contouring. And then back to the flat brush. The remnants of whatever's left is going to soften the harshness of the nose line so everything looks nice and soft again. Already she's looking so flawless. Wait till this next step, you guys. It's gonna amaze you. So I'm going to use my favorite highlighter right now, which is Hollywood Gold from Saleha Beauty. You can get this on salehabeauty.com. Use my code DYF15 for 15% off of all your Saleha Beauty products. This highlighter is my everything. And the brush I'm going to use to apply it is the MAC 189 brush, but any foundation brush would also work. And I'm just going to use, with one side of the brush, I'm going to use it right on the top of her cheekbones here. I'm just pushing it right in and then sliding to get it to look nice and smooth. I'm going to use my fingertip to literally let it melt into the foundation layer. Go ahead and turn a little bit. See that beautiful beam of light right here? It's so stunning. And it makes the skin look so, so smooth. So we're pushing that right in, sliding it across, and then using our finger to really smooth it right in. And it becomes this gorgeous, gorgeous glow. And I'm also going to be using some of this along the bridge of the nose and a little bit above the brows. And whatever's left on my brush, I can add it to the chin and above the lip for an all-over glow. It's amazing. I love this stuff. So again, it's salehabeauty.com. Give Me Glow Highlighter in Hollywood Gold. And again, you just use this brush to give it such a nice sheen right along the cheekbones and down the T-zone, right down there.
I love these.
I love it. I cannot have enough. I have one in my personal kit and in my professional kit. I love it.
Yeah.
And you don't need much because like it's so pigmented. You just need a small little amount. Okay, so now that her glow is on, we're gonna add some blush. And let's see here. The blush that I'm going to use on her is Plum Foolery by MAC. Okay, that's this one right here, Plum Foolery by MAC. And I'm going to use the MAC Angled Cheek Brush for this. And I'm just dusting it right above the hollow of the cheek. So right above the contour basically, in between the contour and the highlight. And we're just buffing that right in just to give her some nice color here. And now you can see a little bit of that healthy, blushy glow. And if you want more, you can always add more. Another cool trick that I do is I'll go into Well Dressed, which is this really light pink. Go ahead and smile really huge. Yes. So there you go. And I just catch her smile, that highest part of her cheek, with this pale pink, and it just gives her this beautiful, youthful glow. It's so amazing. So that combination, again, is MAC, Plum Foolery, and Well Dressed. So now that I'm done with the face, see how quick that was? Now we're gonna move on to the eyes and the eyebrows. So first things first, I'm going to use the same concealer brush as before, and I'm gonna add some eyeshadow base to her, which is Soft Ochre by MAC. And I'm just quickly throwing it all over the eyelid up into the brow. And I immediately want to close that so it doesn't get dry. And now I'm just going to blend to make sure that it's not chunky on the eyelid. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Looking good, nice and even. Okay, cool. Now that the eyelid is prepped, I can do the underbrow highlight and get that out of the way. I'm just going to use the flat shader brush from MAC along with, I'm going to whip out, obviously, the Tamana palette. And I'm just going to go in, I'm totally running out of this, by the way. Fresh, Anastasia Beverly Hills, Fresh is what I'm using on the brow bone. And I'm just kind of pushing it right into the brow bone a little bit so it sticks really well. Don't worry about blending or anything, you guys. Like, everything just turns out amazing in the end anyway. And then now that that brow bone is done, I'm going to get her eyebrows styled. So I'm using Anastasia's Brow Wiz in medium ash. You could also use brunette. And I like to do the arch and the tail first, and then I go into the beginnings of the brow. I'm going to square this off a bit and thicken it up a bit as well. And I love the fact that it has a brush on the other end, so I don't have to go back and use a different brush for the grooming. Arch, tail, and we're thickening it up a little bit from the top and a little bit from the bottom as well, and squaring off the beginnings. Give it a good blend. Okay, so now that the brows are filled in, we can do a little cleanup along the edges using the Pro Pencil, also by Anastasia Beverly Hills. like to use the same concealer brush to clean up. I am going to do maybe a little bit more though on this side just to match the other brow better. Here we go. Okie dokie. Now that that's done, we are ready for the rest of the eyeshadow. So what we'll do next is we'll go into, let's see here, Hakuhodo brush number BJ142 and Bengal from my palette. And we're just giving a nice wash of caramel to the crease. Hakuhodo brush number BJ142. Giving it a nice smooth crease tone. And now I'm going to mix in a little bit of chocolate in there as well in the lower crease. So that upper crease has a lot of that caramel tone, and that lower edge of the crease is going to start getting darker. Chocolate. One of my favorite browns, but I have to say, if you go to Anastasia Beverly Hills' website for chocolate, it's not the same as my palette. One of my students purchased chocolate from the ABH website and it was a little bit shimmery, so I'm not sure if it was a mistake or if that's the new chocolate, but this one is a matte. It's a completely matte dark brown. So now you can see that the eyes are starting to really take shape. It's looking really smoldery, very beautiful, borderline smoky. And now I'm just bringing in some more of that chocolate right on that outer corner of the eye, really covering that outer V, that outer third of the eye. Same brush, by the way, you guys. I haven't changed it yet. So that's what I do. When I'm in a hurry, I don't switch my brushes too much. I pretty much try to use the same brush for as many steps as possible. And now I can go into a lighter shade, so I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to wipe off on the towel. And we're going to go in with Custom, a light silvery shade, Custom. And I'm going to fill in the whole eyelid with that. All right, there we go. So now we have the chocolate in the crease along with Bengal, and then we got Custom along the whole eyelid. Now we're gonna do the eyeliner, and then we're gonna add some black in there as well. And that's gonna pretty much end this tutorial once we are finished with the lips. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go into the black eyeliner. I will be using, let's see which brush to use here. I have so many eyeliner brushes, but you know, it's totally one of those things where it matters to you like which brush to use, if you like the angled brushes or if you like the more straight brushes. I'm good with whatever you guys want to do. I don't have a major preference anymore. I used to prefer the angled brushes, but now I've played around with so many different kinds that I'm just kind of like whatever. Whatever's the first brush that comes into my hand is what I'll use. So right now I'm going to be using the Anastasia eyeliner brush. Number 3. Looks like this. It's a skinny little thing. And we're going to use the number 77 Inglot Gel Liner. This is the blackest black. I'm just going to use it on the back of my hand here. And go ahead and look up to the ceiling. We're going to cover the waterline. And I'm going to go over the lash line as well. This is where it starts to look more dramatic. So that's optional. And then close your eyes. I'm going to do the top as well. A little bit of a wing. I'm going to extend the wing here as well. And then we're going to smoke out the black with the black eyeshadow. So we're going to go into this little brush here, Morphe 515. And the Noir eyeshadow. Go ahead and look up. And we are gonna basically just smoke the black using that eyeshadow and let it bleed underneath as well. I know, it's like so not comfortable. This is like the worst stuff ever. It just has to be done in order for it to be waterproof. Even though the eyeliner alone is waterproof, but to make it extra waterproof and extra soft, you gotta just do this step. And I'm going to go into the chocolate as well, and we're going to add chocolate right below the black to get it to smoke out even more. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use the same under eye setting brush from earlier to take care of any fallout there. I'm going pretty thick with this. And back to the black, I'm going to add just a little bit more running through there. And now, go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to add some black right on the outer corners where the wing is. We're going to smoke that out. And then just blend that crease. Okay, open. Looks good. If your client starts tearing up, no big deal. Just grab a Q-tip and absorb the water. And we're going to do a little bit here too. Adding that black eyeshadow to that outer corner. And then blending it into the crease a little bit. Okay. We're going to smooth out any of the fallout here, making sure all that's gone. I'm going to go in with my Soleil Beauty liquid liner pen just to clean up the edges and to sharpen up the overall look of the liner. Open and look up. And we're going to make sure that the inner corners are nice and sharp. Okay, awesome. So now we're going to curl the lashes. Go ahead and look down.
This is so scary. Make it so smooth.
She did not breathe. Let me tell you, she did not breathe.
No, I trust her.
And look up to the ceiling. We're going to do a little bit of mascara on the bottom first. And then dry that up a little bit before she looks down. And then now you can look down, and we'll do the tops. This is the Hypnostroma Waterproof Mascara. I'll let that dry. I'm gonna do one more coat, and then we'll do the lips, and then we're done. Yay! Okay. Is it the lighting or is it just me? I think I need to go darker here. Go ahead and look up again. Lastly, lips. Okay, what do you feel like for lips? I'm gonna let you
I like your color.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll grab that. My color is Galactic. In Divine.
That's such a nice color.
It's stunning.
Yeah.
This is what it is, Galactic and Divine. And what we'll do is, first we'll put a little bit of lip liner along your edges. This is Soar lip liner. And now we will use a brush to apply the liquid lipstick. By the way, this brush is Anastasia 16. It's not even a lip brush, I just really like the size. I don't know what kind of brush this is. Maybe it is a lip brush, I don't know. I like to make sure I have enough product on my brush so I don't have to double dip into a lipstick, or, I mean, since this is a liquid, there's no double dipping, you're just putting it on your hand like a palette and then going like that, that's fine. But in general, I like to use a lot of product when I'm doing lips. I really like it to be full coverage, full. Oh, lovely, amazing. All right. And this is it. Lashes are optional, of course, but this is the full 30-minute makeover. It looks so easy and simple, and she looks absolutely flawless. So when she goes off to her shoot, she will have perfect pictures because we slapped on full covered stuff and managed to get it all done within about 30 minutes. Of course, it would probably take a little bit less because of all my explaining to you guys, which I don't normally do, but I try to keep it in real time as much as possible and still be able to teach you at the same time too. So thank you so much, Ria.
Thank you so much for making me look like this. Thank you.
Thank you. You look amazing. So now you guys can enjoy the rest of the classes on the home page, and I will see you next time for the next class. Yay! Bye. So before I could really let you guys go, I wanted to do a part 2 of this tutorial. I know we already said goodbye, but you know me, I don't stop at quick. So if you do have a few extra moments, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do lashes, and we're gonna add some lip gloss and really make this into another look. So one of the ways that I transform, especially on set for a photo shoot, is I'll start off with something more simple like this, and then you just build and build and build and create more looks without having to change the whole face. So from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add lashes, and then we're gonna make it just a little bit more smoky and add some gloss and some other minor little tweaks. And it'll only add another 5 to 10 minutes to your makeover time, but it makes a huge difference. So I'm going to be using the Flutter lashes in Tamana. These are the lashes that I physically hand drew and designed, and it took us literally an entire year to get it perfect. And then finally, when it came out, I was like, oh, my dream lash is here. So exciting. So we're gonna go ahead and use this on her, and I wanted to show you some of the ways that I prep these lashes. So in case you guys have it at home, it is from flutterlashes.com. But if you guys have it at home, you can now learn how I use them, because I do change them up a little bit just to, you know, make them super perfect and customized for my girls. All right, let's see here. Where is my tweezer? Okay, so I pick up the lash, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it first to fit her eye. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off this lash here, a little bit off the end to get it to fit perfectly. I'm going to measure again. Awesome. Also remember to cut the beginnings and the ends of the lashes anyway. As you can see, these are handmade lashes. So what happens is they're on a thread. So that beginning thread, you have to cut it off, otherwise it'll poke you. So just trim that thread off. And now I'm gonna hold these up and I'm gonna curl them so that the lashes actually stick up all the way. So I'm going to go with my lash curler, and I'm literally sticking them up with the lash curler so that they stand up now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's great technique.
Yes, it totally works for the lashes to really stand out. And now I'm just going to trim these little inner hairs because they're very long. I made them long on purpose, so you can either keep them long or trim them a little bit here and there to create your own custom style. And now I'm going to apply my brush on glue from House of Lashes. This is the black. I'm gonna wait for it to get really sticky before I actually put it on her. Black glue, yay! So we're getting it really sticky, gotta wave it.
So you always use black glue?
I usually use white, but House of Lashes recently came out with their black, and they sent me some and I really like it. Yeah, the only problem is if you accidentally get some of the black glue on the eyelid, then it's black.
Oh, okay.
So like you have to be really careful. At least with the clear glue, if you mess up and get it all over your eyelid, it's really not going to show in the end. Open. Stunning.
Oh, it makes so much difference.
Such a huge difference with lashes. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to trim the outer edge. I'm going to trim the thread. Trim the length a little bit off those spiky pieces.
I feel like going out after this.
You should.
So much to pack.
You have to pack. Curl. Let that hair just stick right up. And brush on black glue. Again, if you're going to attempt to use black glue, be very careful. You don't want it to get all over the eye. Let it dry for a while, get it really sticky. Open. Awesome. So while that dries, I'm going to be applying a little bit of glitter on her eyelid just to change the look a little bit. It's going to look phenomenal. We're going to add just a little bit of the, where is it? Do I even have it? Yeah, the gold glitter. This is the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner in Midnight Cowboy, and I'm just spreading it across the eyelid, and she's just going to keep her eyes closed for a little bit while it dries. Now once it dries, I don't want it to be super glittery for this particular look. So once it dries, I'm also going to be applying a little bit of a gold eyeshadow over it, just to soften up the look of the glitter. So I'm going to go into my gilded eyeshadow from the Tamana palette. It's just a soft gold, like an antique gold with a flat brush. And I'm just going to pat it right over the glitter so that it kind of makes the glitter look like it's just barely shining through everything. It doesn't look as loud. So for those of you who love the glitter look but don't want it to look too crazy, try putting on the glitter and then adding eyeshadow to it, and then it looks a lot softer. I'm going to go back and fix the liquid liner here. Okay. Close it. And look up. Dust away anything from around. And now let's add some lip gloss. We're going to use Oyster Girl, a really light pearly tone from MAC. We'll use a nice heavy layer of that. So now we have very shiny, light look, and I'm just going to add a little bit more blush since all of this is looking more dramatic now. We want to make sure that the face has enough color to keep everything balanced. Same colors as before, just a little bit more of it. Plum Foolery. And I do want to add a hint more of that shimmer that we were using from before, the Hollywood Gold from Soleil Beauty. For that gorgeous shine. Make sure you use your finger to smooth it in so it doesn't look like it's just sitting on the top of the face. And the last step is just adding a little bit more mascara to the false lashes to really get it to stand out and maximize those long tips I created in there.
What's your favorite mascara?
Lancome, well I have two favorites. Lancome Hypnose Drama Waterproof is my favorite waterproof one. And then the Benefit Their Real mascara is my favorite for everyday. They're both like super thick and amazing.
I think I've used Benefit. It's really good.
I love the Benefit, yeah. It definitely stays, it never like flakes off or anything.
Yeah.
Ooh, girl. All right. So there we have it. Just adding another, 10 minutes or so to the makeover and you get a whole other look. And it looks so beautiful and so exotic and gorgeous. Go ahead and look down for us. And you can see a little bit of that shine on the eyelid. It's not too much. You see a little bit of that glitter. Again, it's not too much because we added a little bit of that eyeshadow right over the glitter so it wouldn't be too loud. But of course, if you like to keep it looking loud, you absolutely can. That's a total preference thing. But that would be more bridal, I would say, more Indian bridal. But for photo shoots and things like that, this looks absolutely stunning. Yay! So now officially we are done with the second half of this class. I'm glad you guys got to see how I work in real time. We'll just zoom out a little so you can see my face while I say bye to you. But yes, I had so much fun showing you guys how it is in real time when I'm really working on a client and how quick it can be and how fun it is. And of course, me trying to explain to you all the steps. It did take a little bit longer than my normal time, but you guys can get the gist. You can definitely do a whole makeover within about 30 minutes. Maybe even less without all my talking and stuff, but you can definitely do a makeover in 30 minutes. But for now, if you're a newcomer, focus more on getting the steps right and getting your technique down before you focus on cutting your time, because you want to make sure you have a very strong foundation. And once you have everything down and you're more comfortable with the different techniques, then focus on shortening your time so you can book more clients in one day or do more looks in one photo shoot or however you want to do it. But definitely do photo shoots. Like go on modelmayhem.com and do free photo shoots, even if it doesn't mean that you're getting paid. It's okay because you're getting that experience, you're getting those photographs. I did a lot of free work in my day. I worked a lot for nothing. I even had to pay towards travel and things like that, getting myself to a photo shoot, spending so much money on expensive products. I was using Dior, Chanel, Lancome, and I didn't even care because I wanted that experience and I wanted to get faster and faster at photo shoot makeup. So that's how I learned how to do all this stuff really quickly, is just by being thrown in. So definitely try that and get your experience there, especially if you're a newcomer and you want to get into it. Just do it. Don't worry about the money, don't worry about all that. Just focus on that experience and getting your technique down, and then start getting faster and faster just with the practice and doing photo shoots. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and ta-ta.
Okay, bye.
Bye again.